Okay, guys, welcome to another session. To solve this particular question, you need to know what is an imaginary number. In case if you are not sure about that, I posted another video in the link. Please check at the bottom. Well, let's start solving this problem. Let me split this one into two pieces as one is 5 minus 4i whole square, which is in the form of a minus b whole square, right? We all knew that it is a square minus 2ab plus b square, right? So let us plug in the values. Here I see that in the place of a there is 5, in the place of b there is 4, okay? So, what is a square means? This is going to be 5 square minus 2 times. What is a means? As we discussed before, you see that it is 5. And what is b means? It is 4i. Remember, you are not going to take negative. I repeat, b means it is 4i only because negative and negative they are matching. Please do not take another negative sign here. So 2ab is copied. The next plus b square, which is 4i square. Here also do not take the negative sign. Well, now coming to the next part of the question, 5 square, that gives us 25 minus 2 times 5, 10, 10 times 4, it is 40. So negative 40i plus it is a 4 square, that gives me 16, and I square, so total 16i square. Let me copy this result here separately, which is 25 minus 40i plus 16i square. Now let's take the second part of the question, which is 5 plus 4i square. 5 plus 4i square. We see that this is in the form of a plus b whole square, right? Which is a square plus 2ab plus b square. You have to memorize the rules. Then, what is a square means? In the place of a, you see that it is 5 again. In the place of b, it is 4i. So, a square means it is 5 square plus 2 times a value is 5, then b value is 4i plus b square, right? So 5 square, 5 times 5, that gives us 25, plus 2 times 5, 10, 10 times 4, that gives us 40i plus 16, 4 times 4 times 4, that is 16i square. Okay, so you're asked to add these two. You can see that these two are to be added. So let me write one under the other. This is plus 40i plus 16i square. My bad, I forgot to keep square here. Okay, when you combine these two, so I see that 25 and 25, that gives me 50. Then here negative 40i and positive 40i actually 0, so instead of 0 we cancel them. Then 16i square and 16i square together, that gives me 32i square. So it is 50 plus 32. Then what is I square? So here let me take separately what is I square. We all knew that I equal to square root of negative 1. So what is I square means? Which is negative 1 square. Agreed? Maybe Let me take another example. If you are given, let us say that square root of 5 square. Okay. So what is 5 square? It is 25. Again, what is square root 25? The answer is going to be 5. Have you noticed an interesting thing that if you are given square root 5 square, then square root and this symbol both are cancelled. Straight away you can take 5, right? Likewise here, when you are given I square equal to negative 1 square means we can cancel out the square root and this one. So I square is going to be negative 1. Then in the place of I square, let me take negative 1. So it becomes 50, then 32 times negative 1, that gives me negative 32. Then you may subtract, you get 18. 18. This will be the final answer.